At Denny's, we have the best value all day long, like the Everyday Value Slam for only $5.99. Now you can stack your wins and enjoy the sunny side of craveable value. $5.99 every day, part of the all-day Diner Deals value menu, only at Denny's.
Who says you can't go for bold without going broke? Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
Tomorrow on ET, inside the Playboy murders.
Not everybody is who they say they are.
The new fascinating investigation with former girl next door, Holly Madison.
Hugh Hefner, what would he make of these stories?
These were real people, some of whom worked for him.
Plus, our new interview with Maxim Shmerkovsky talking baby number 2. We're so happy for those two. Yeah, but we leave you now with Sarah Michelle Gellar's TV return.
Enjoy.
She's back. Bye, everybody.
My favorite's the one with 2 heads. I can tease that it's different than what you probably...
Happening now.
A jury has been selected in the case of Andre McDonald, who's accused of the 2019 murder of his wife. Coming up, we'll have details on what's going on in this case, why it hasn't started, and when it's expected to begin.
South San ISD has gone back and forth with the closing and then reopening of campuses, just like Athens Elementary. Now the topic of closing campuses again is on the table in a school board meeting. Coming up, how parents are reacting.
And a few more cold fronts are on the way. I'll be back with updated rain chances and how much temperatures are going to drop with those fronts in just a bit. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, the future uncertain for parents and students at 4 South San Antonio ISD campuses. And tonight, their fate could be decided.
Yeah, the back and forth has been playing out since 2017. Schools closed, then reopened. And in about an hour, the school board is meeting to discuss what could be closures again. John Paul Barajas joins us live from the South Side, where he spoke with parents ahead of this meeting. John Paul.
Steve, Ursula, the meeting is set to start here in an hour at 6 o'clock, and they'll be discussing and taking possible actions on the closing of 4 schools within the district, something all the parents we spoke to today say they don't want to see happen.
I just heard it from you. I had no idea they were talking about closing the school again. They've done it before, but I didn't think they were going to do it again. Where are we going to send our kids? The last time they did this, they packed in a lot of kids and, to one school, and it made it hard for us.
The 4 schools in question are Athens Elementary, Kindred Elementary, Kazin Middle School, and West Campus High School. Athens, Kazin, and West campuses were just reopened in 2019. They were originally closed down due to a lack of enrollment. Tonight's meeting agenda did not say if enrollment numbers were the reason for the closures consideration this go around. Other things to be discussed will be a planned $5 million renovation project for West campuses, which won't be needed if votes go in favor of closing its doors. As for where students will be attending, if the votes go in favor of closing doors, all the agenda said was neighboring campuses. But again, that's if they vote in favor of closing doors, and that'll be happening here in just under an hour. Steve, Ursula.
Thank you, John Paul. Also want to mention the TEA monitoring the board actions in that school district as well, so it should be interesting. Thank you, John Paul. An alleged affair, bloody evidence, and photos, all a part of what was talked about in a pretrial hearing for an Air Force major accused in the murder of his wife. The Andre McDonald trial has yet to officially begin as the defense is trying to get some key evidence in this case thrown out. Erica Hernandez explains what is going on and what was revealed today.
I was very worried.
A close friend of Andreen McDonald, Carol Ganbar, taking the stand during a pre-trial hearing to talk about the moments she found out her friend hadn't shown up to work on March 1st, 2019. Andreen McDonald's husband, Andre McDonald, is charged with her murder, and while a jury has been selected for his trial, the defense filing a motion to have some key evidence thrown out.
We noticed on the light switch there was some blood and hair.
When you saw that, what were you thinking?
I was thinking Adrienne's dead.
Ganbar says blood was found inside the master bathroom after she entered the home when nobody answered. All of this relevant as the defense is trying to show that Ganbar went into the property and took photos inside without permission, and also that Bexar County Sheriff deputies didn't have permission to search the home. But the prosecution argued that Andreen's mom, who lived at the home, as well gave BCSO permission.
When the police had arrived, Was it okay by you that the deputies came in to talk to you and look at what you had seen? Was it okay that, did you invite the officers in, or was it okay that they came inside?
Yes.
It was okay by you?
Yes.
It was also revealed that Andreen McDonald may have been having an affair with a man in Jamaica and had visited him right before her alleged murder.
You were aware that your daughter was having a relationship with a man in Jamaica at this time, correct?
Yes.
Ultimately, 399th District Court Judge Frank Castro will make the decision whether to allow this evidence or not allow this evidence to be presented in front of a jury. And speaking of a jury, they will be here on Monday. That is when opening arguments are expected to begin. At the Kidder Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Erica. A tragic day for pedestrians with at least 2 people dead from being hit by drivers in 2 separate crashes. The first one happening in Universal City at around 3 in the morning. We now know the woman killed was 51 years old. We're working to learn her name. According to investigators, she was hit or run over by as many as 5 cars while crossing a dark stretch of FM 78 in Universal City. We're told at least 2 drivers stayed at the scene to try to help her. Universal City police say other drivers may not have realized who or what they hit. And then about 4 hours later, around 7 in the morning, a man hit while crossing South WW White Road. We're also working to learn his name. In this case, San Antonio police say the driver did not stop to help. They're now looking for that driver, but all they know is that they were driving an SUV.
An update now on a story we first told you about yesterday at 5. The Bexar County Medical Examiner clarifying information about one of the people found shot to death at a Northeast Side motel. San Antonio police originally told us the victims were 2 young women. The medical examiner now says it was a man and a woman. They have not released their names, but they did say both of them were 19 years of age. The 2 were found dead inside a room at the Travel Lodge on I-35 near Seguin Road. At last check, SAPD was looking for witnesses or surveillance tape to find out what happened. A man recovering after he rolled his truck early this morning. It happened on Eisenhower Road near I-35. San Antonio police say the man was speeding before he hit a concrete pillar under a bridge and rolled into the intersection.
He was taken to University Hospital. He is expected to be okay. It's unclear, though, what caused him to crash. No one else was hurt.
The San Antonio political campaigning season is officially underway.
The filing period for spots on San Antonio's May 6th ballot opening up this morning. Candidates, both new and familiar, and started coming in through the City Hall's hallways just a little bit after 8 o'clock. Most of those races are expected to have an incumbent council member running in them.
But District 7 is for sure wide open after Councilwoman Anna Sandoval announced her resignation yesterday.
I had some idea that this was happening before the announcement, but even before that, I was on the fence in terms of timing. It was either going to be this time or next time, and this made the decision pretty clear after that.
Serving as a public servant has always been a passion of mine, so I've always been thinking about how I could serve best locally, at the local level, because I really feel that's where change happens.
The filing period will last through February 17th. You can hear from more of those candidates coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
We want to take you outside with your traffic authority cameras, and you can see I-35 at I-37 West. There is a big backup here and a lot of traffic on the road, but also stopped traffic. There's an 18 or a big trailer of some sort, along with a couple of big trucks, 3 big trucks also blocking lanes there. It looks as though the breakdown lane on the left-hand side as well as the left-hand lane are closed right now, and traffic is having to go around all of that mess. The U.S. now 1 day away from reaching its national credit limit. We'll have that story in just a minute. Meantime, weather.
Yeah, and a lot of sunshine out there today. Despite the passage of a cold front, temperatures still mild. 79 for the high temperature today, well above the average high of 63. Right now, Eagle Pass at 76, Del Rio 73, 76 in Leon Springs, Floresville 82 degrees. Some locations did creep into the 80s, especially south of San Antonio. This evening, though, we're going to cool off quickly. Not as windy. We've been dealing with those high wind gusts. The wind will really dissipate this evening. Northwest at about 5 to 10. That's going to be after sunset. And by 10 o'clock, we're at 55 degrees. By midnight, we're at 50. You'll want a jacket for tomorrow morning. Cooler temperatures the rest of the week, and even a few rain chances to talk about in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Now that national credit limit issue, neither the president nor House Republicans are agreeing on how we can fix it. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warning her agency that they'll have to resort to extraordinary measures to prevent the U.S. from defaulting on its $31 trillion debt. That means the government may not be able to make benefit payments like Social Security, Medicare, and military salaries. It could also delay tax refunds for millions of Americans.
We shouldn't be playing chicken with the American economy. This is not a game. This is people's lives.
The Treasury Department believes that Congress has until June to reach a deal without hitting that huge debt limit. Well, it's enough to make you sick, or worse, so much so that even the government is ready to step in and figure out why it's happening. Food poisoning affecting millions every year, but finding the source of the contamination is not so easy. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz now on a new plan to find the sources so that what you eat is safer.
Elliot Weiler will never forget the time he had salmonella food poisoning.
It just really kind of like knocks you out in a way that, at least for me, had never happened before.
Every year, about 48 million Americans get sick from bacteria and viruses in their food. Now the Food and Drug Administration is trying to reduce that number with its food traceability rule. It covers food through its entire supply chain.
This new record-keeping process is going to mean that everyone who touches the food, from the grower who grows it to the supermarket that sells it or the restaurant that serves it, is going to have to keep track of the food in the exact same way.
That means assigning a code to foods more prone to contamination, like soft cheeses, eggs, leafy greens, nut butters, and tomatoes, so they can be tracked more efficiently.
In some cases, this new rule may make it even easier for food to be identified as potentially harmful before it even hits the market and gets into the hands of consumers.
Meat and poultry are not included because they're regulated by the USDA, not the FDA. Consumer Reports says the plan isn't perfect, but it helps.
Right now, record keeping of this type is incomplete and inconsistent. So this will standardize everything, and it will make it easier for people to follow the food back.
The new rule goes into effect in 3 years.
If it could prevent future cases of food poisoning, that's a win-win for everybody.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
It's still to come at 5 at a time when egg prices are up. One local woman has some bragging rights, or at least one of her hens does. We're going to show you the golden egg and share some of the reactions to her social media posts, plus what she plans to do with it after the break.
Also, any books you might have lying around can be put to good use. We're going to find out where you can donate them and help out active duty soldiers and veterans.
I'm Myra Arthur, and here's what's coming your way on the news at 6 o'clock today. Bexar County deputies arresting one of their own this evening. He is facing 4 charges related to how this senior deputy was treating cadets. We'll explain. Plus, natural bridge caverns like you've never seen it before. We go along as researchers look for wildcat fossils that might have been here centuries. What this expedition is all about. And this far into COVID-19 and the battle against misinformation, it is still ongoing. We're talking with the head of the Texas Biomedical Research Institute to do some myth busting about COVID boosters and what you need to know about the latest variant of the virus. It's all in today's KSAT Q&A. We'll see you at 6.
Thank you, Myra. There is an efficient and quick way you can help out our military men and women all across the world. Gun Auto partnering up with Soldiers Angels for Operation Book Drop. Max Massey was at Gun Nissan explains how you can step up and help out.
We're here at Gunn Nissan, and take a look, book after book after book, and this is just the start. We're joined here with Ed. So Ed, tell us about Operation Book Drop.
Okay, so Operation Book Drop, we started in 2021. We partnered with Soldiers Angels, and basically what we're doing is we're trying to collect books to send out to military members all throughout the U.S. and abroad as well, 31 different countries. These are going to go to the military institutions, they'll go to bases, combat zones, and VA hospitals.
Why is this so important to you guys?
So Gunn Automotive has a long history of military service and supporting the military. This Operation Book Drive is just one of the many things that we do to help support our military heroes.
And you guys are still looking for more books. How can people step up and help out?
So we're a little behind the goal right now. So first year we did it, 2021, goal was 3,000. Soon turned into where we're going to put all these books. We got 25,000 books, right? So this year we're hoping to get 5,000, maybe 30,000. A little behind the goal right now, but we'd like to get somewhere around there.
Ed, it is so easy to step up and help out. Anyone watching, how can they do that?
So they can go to any location of Gunn Automotive. That can either be a dealership or a collision center. All they got to do is go inside, clearly marked like this, and they'll be able to drop off their books between now and the 21st.
All right, Ed, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, how to do so, how to help out, we have all those answers. Just head to KSAT.com. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
All right, check this out. The price of eggs has a lot of people talking. So does this social media post showing a rather large egg laid by one Somerset woman's hen. Michelle Villanueva posted these photos to a community Facebook page. The caption, "Check out what my chicken did this morning. I'm thinking it's a double yolk. Bidding starts at $5 for this dinosaur egg."
Might be a triple yolk. Of course, people took to the comments to crack a few jokes. One person wrote, "I'll trade an '89 Honda for it." Others shared their own encounters, to which Villanueva replied that she might just incubate it and hope for, can you say this word,
Velociraptor.
It is a velociraptor. You know, it kind of looks like a dinosaur egg.
Well, look how big it is compared to the other eggs that were in that crate. Kind of does make you curious, you know, what happens if you get that
I hope
egg
someone's
hatched.
rolling a camera when they crack it open.
Oh, please. It could be triplets. I've had the double yolk, but never triple.
I don't know what that is. It might be quadruple. I don't know.
Maybe it's already partially incubated. I don't know. Anyway, let's chat weather here. We have a few more cold fronts that are headed our way, so not as warm the rest of this week. You'll want a jacket starting tomorrow morning, and then we do have a few rain chances to talk about. Speaking of rain chances, let's get right to the rain. Now, earlier today, we had a few showers move through town, and a little bit of rain fell across parts of our area. Not a whole lot to speak of, but Gonzales County was really the sweet spot earlier this morning, with up to about 0.3 of an inch in a few parts of Gonzales County and even due south of Seguin. But it was really insignificant for the vast majority of us across our area. Here's where the action is now. You see the line of showers and thunderstorms along the cold front that moved through. Of course, it's kicking up plenty of moisture now off to our east, crossing the Mississippi and even up into the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Blue indicating heavy snowfall that's moving through the plains and headed up toward Minnesota and Wisconsin. That moisture all moving away from us. It's big upper level low pressure system that's pushing northward. And we're watching this next system that's coming on shore right now from the Pacific. This little dip in the upper level flow causing moisture in parts of Northern California, causing some lower elevation rain, higher elevation snow. That's the next system that gives us a little chance for rain. Notice this is going to drop southward, dumping some good snow in parts of the Rockies, especially in Utah, even northern Arizona and northern New Mexico. Good for some of those ski resorts. Around here, I don't think it has a whole lot to work with, but we do have the chance of a few light showers dotting the landscape as we get into Saturday morning. That's our next chance. I don't even want to call it a good opportunity for rain. It's really just a light chance here and there, a few very light showers. If we're lucky, we could see 1/10 of an inch or slightly more in some spots, but that would be the first part of your Saturday and then sunny by the afternoon. Here's a look at the rain chances going forward. Saturday, that 30% is what we give it for the morning. And then Monday night into Tuesday morning, we have another 30% chance. The difference here is that this actually has a little bit of hope for increasing those rain chances. There is that possibility. So cross your fingers and we'll keep you updated. Winds right now starting to simmer down. Finally, we had gusts around 30 miles per hour. Now this wind is steady at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And it's pushed in that really dry air, the cold front with that northwesterly wind. Dew points down in the 20s, and we're not going to see a return flow off the Gulf of Mexico anytime soon. So if you suffer from dry skin from these cold fronts with the dry air, get used to it. Dew points staying in the 20s and 30s. A few days in the 40s, but basically staying pretty dry for the next 7 days. All right, let's get you ready for tomorrow morning. Bulverde 39, Bernie at 39, Kerrville 36, Castroville even 39, near 40 around San Antonio. By the noon hour, we've got sunshine. We're at 65 degrees, and then a high temperature of 71 in the afternoon, and even a little bit warmer on the south side of town. Stinson Airport 73, along with Devine and Hondo. Overall, not too promising for rain, but keep your fingers crossed for Monday night.
We will. Thank you, Adam.
All right, Mario Ellie, Danny Ferry, Malik Rose. Pop always likes guys who aren't afraid to scrap down low.
And now a rookie, Jeremy Sohan, who wasn't going to take any guff from a veteran. When we come back, we'll show you what every good team needs a little nasty. And Cowboys ready for their revenge game coming up. All right, San Antonio Spurs after 5-game losing streak by handing one of the beasts of the East, the Brooklyn Nets, their third straight loss without Kevin Durant nursing the knee injury. Keldon Johnson was a monster last night, scoring a career-high 36 points, including this one-handed slam in the fourth quarter of the Spurs' 106-98 victory. But after the game, everyone was talking about Jeremy Sohan's takedown of veteran Markieff Morris, who was getting a little too physical with the Spurs rookie in the first half. Sohan was hit with a flagrant foul. Morris teed up. Then Sohan went right back at him with a basket and a foul.
The game got a little heated, and there was a altercation between us, but it is what it is. We were all playing physical, so
he's got some nasty in him, and so does Zach. That's necessary on any good team.
The Clippers come calling on Friday at 7 o'clock. Spurs Sports and Entertainment announcing a new naming rights sponsor for their brand new performance center located at I-10 and 1604 with Victory Capital. It's an asset management company that boasts $153 billion in assets. Has signed a multi-year agreement. We kind of got a hint of that. The company's name was electronically projected on the court during last night's broadcast.
To have a company that's moved and moved their headquarters to San Antonio within 3 years, go all in on a pretty big investment with an organization like the Spurs, and to put their name out there tied to us, it means a whole lot.
The now Victory Capital Performance Center, scheduled to open late this coming summer, will be the state-of-the-art training facility for the team. Also part of a $500 million The Rock development that includes a 22-acre public park with office and medical space available.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
After winning their first road playoff game in 30 years, the Dallas Cowboys would like to do it again when they face the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara, California this Sunday in the NFC Divisional Playoffs. That's after beating the Bucs in Tampa Bay 31-14 on Monday Night Football and a near-perfect performance by Dak Prescott. Now they have a shot at beating the team that ended their playoff run last year in the first round, and in California, where the Cowboys' previous road playoff game came against the 49ers in the 1993 NFC Championship game.
I know this, our team is a lot more in every aspect prepared to play a San Francisco team and play this team on the road out there than before 4 hours ago.
All right, now Brett Maher is still their kicker despite missing 4 extra points, but they did sign to the practice squad today Tristan Vizcaino, just in case practice does not go well this week.
Yeah, in case he still has the shanks.
You got it.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
It happens. We'll be right back. We want to take you back to that trouble spot. This is I-35 at I-37. There's a whole line of big trucks blocking the left-hand lane there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon, so this is going to continue to be a traffic trouble area. And you can see really both directions. Nothing really going on in the other direction, just people slowing down to see what's going on in the other lanes, which is pretty normal.
Yeah, looks like they're not going to be moving those cars soon, so find another way around it. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5.
The World News is next.